Yeah, and you want to compensate them well so that so it doesn't make sense for them to go elsewhere if it's somebody that you want to keep around. And like you said, share the wealth. So everybody that I ever hire, we have a employment process that we go through, and there's a lot of different things for the different roles. But the bottom line of what I tell everybody is, in order to sustain your salary, here's the revenue the company has to generate. So you are a revenue center. You have to generate a certain amount just to cover your existence. And then beyond that, there's profit. And that's where you can participate and we can share in that. So it's a responsibility on the individual to generate for the company. And the other thing I tell them is, if you're ever not satisfied, we have regular meetings and regular, updates, so people always know where they stand. There's no guesswork. I'm very consistent. So as a leader, you have to be very consistent. You have to reward people, let them know where they stand. Again, it's constant, direction in terms of what you expect from people. So they should never be guessing where they stand in your organization. So if somebody ever feels like they're underappreciated or underpaid, you should know that before that happens. And what I always tell everybody is, you need to go the extra mile first. So if you want to earn more in a company, you need to be worth more to that company so that you can be paid more. So I make sure people knew that. And I always told them, look, if there's at any time you're ever upset, you don't like, not upset, but if you ever feel like you're not doing enough, or you're not achieving what you want to achieve, or you're not happy here, let's talk about it. Let's figure this out, because this may or may not be the long-term solution. And I pour into people so that no matter what, they're better off wherever they go. So most people that ever worked for me and left either went on to their own business, or they doubled and tripled what my company was able to offer them. So they went to a bigger organization that can offer them even more upside. What I tell people is, absolutely do not leave here to take a lateral move or to step down. If you're going to leave here, you got to let me know so I can help you move up. I can help you get promoted. That's a huge thing for a leader. That's freedom. Letting your employees know, hey, you can leave anytime. You don't have to stay here. I hope you do. I want to be with you. But if you are going to move on, let's make sure you're moving on to a better situation. And let's make sure it's either your own business or that you're going to an organization that you can grow and scale further than what we can offer you here. And that frees people up like you wouldn't believe. When you have that kind of an open, honest communication with people, that you're free to go anytime you want. I don't own you. Nobody owns you. We want the best out of you while you're here. And the way to get the best out of somebody is for them to know they're free, and that they can make decisions, they can make mistakes, and that they can grow with the organization or outside of the organization. So you always want to look at your weaknesses. Number one, in an organization, you want to hire your weaknesses, play to your strengths. Don't try to develop your weaknesses. Don't try to develop anybody else's weaknesses. You fill those in with other people with those strengths. So you have to look at that first and foremost. The other thing you have to look at is, what am I doing over and over and over that's taking up so much time that I could easily put off on somebody else? And usually with most wholesalers, that's going to be the contract administration following that transaction process. So what I tell most people in the wholesale world and the flipping business is, you need an office manager / administrative assistant / executive assistant / transaction coordinator / marketing / you need somebody who can wear a bunch of hats, that's willing to come on with you and help you grow that business, take on whatever they can take on, and take all the administrative load off you. Most great wholesalers are great salespeople. Great salespeople are not good administrators. So that's usually the highest and best use of that first hire, is to take everything off your plate administratively so you can focus on getting deals done. And beyond that, once you've got that administrator in place, then it's usually going to be an acquisition person that can also be the analyst, that can also be the dispositions. So you can absolutely have, if your systems are set up correctly, which I teach everybody, get your buyers first. All right, make sure you've got a robust list of qualified, serious buyers so that you've got a clearinghouse, right? Think about Amazon without any customers. Okay, they can have the cheapest products in the world, but if they don't have that customer base, they've got nothing. What are all these social media companies doing nowadays? They're going out and they're spending money building a list and acquiring customers so that then they've got somebody to advertise and sell to. So as a wholesaler, the value, it's not in the deal, it's in that list. You need a big list of buyers, and you need different kind of buyers, buy and hold, subject to, like Chris Prefontaine, people that do the lease option stuff. You need buyers for different types of product. You need real estate agents, right? So that if it's a retail deal, you can funnel it to them and get a marketing fee. Or if you have a license, a referral fee. So you want a nice, robust buyers list so that when you're standing in front of that seller, that deal's sold. It's sold, whether it's whatever. You can help them get that property sold. So there's ways to leverage that. So buyer's list, then that acquisitions person can now also be a disposition. Because if you got a big buyer's list, once they've negotiated a deal with the seller and they know that deal inside and out, then all they got to do is just put it out to the buyers and it's done. The transaction office manager, administrator, transaction court, they can take it from there. So you can really scale a company with 2 people, yourself and 2 other people, very quickly, very fast by doing it that way. And then it just adds the layers from there as each person gets maxed out. And depending on your organization and how you're operating and what it is that you're doing, wholesaling versus flipping, it kind of grows and scales from there.